Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And one interesting thing that I was talking about, and we'll have 3 videos of 3 scenarios that I have. And these are purely, my own take on the future for Windows. And we'll see. And I'd like to have your comments on what you think about those ideas that I'll have, and I'll have an idea, and I'll have something that I want to add for Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows 12, each with their own video. So let's start with Windows 10. This is Windows 10, of course. This is the most popular version of Windows right now. Surprisingly, pretty much as popular as ever. Now, I dug up some numbers because I thought it was interesting to see these numbers. So these are the actual numbers right now of the market share for Windows 10. And if we look at Windows 10, at its peak, it had about 82%-ish at the beginning of the year. But as we go down to October 2022, we're 11% lower. But also, you've got to know something. There is a big peak here, and that's October 2021. We have a dent, which I probably will attribute to the fact that a certain number of enthusiasts might have moved to Windows 11, and that made a big dent in how Windows 10's market share has gone down a little. But if we look now, since May, even since April, May, and even just look at May, 71, we're in the 71 range, 73, 72, 71, which is almost 72, actually almost 72 here too, 71.25. That decline isn't going fast at all. You would think that it would go faster than that. And so it made me think, what was the market share of the different Windows operating systems a couple of years before their end of life? And I went to see Windows XP's end of support number. I went to see Windows 7 end of support number. So on Windows 7, we are October, we're just starting November, but we are in October of 2022, exactly 3 years left for Windows 10 life. Because October 2025 is when it's all ending. Now, we have 3 years before the end, 71.3% of all the Windows machines are Windows 10. This is unprecedented. We have never seen that high of a number 3 years before the end of support. The biggest number before the end of support, 3 years, was Windows XP. And it was 3 years before end of support at 49.5%. If I looked at the numbers for Windows 7, what I found out is that 3 years before end of support, Windows 7, so in 2017, was at 39%. And of course, we know that Windows XP, with that almost 50% 3 years before, got some extra life before end of support, the extended, because there's just too many people on Windows XP close to the end date. Actually, just a couple of months before end of support, Windows XP was still 30%. Huge number. Now, Windows 7, what happened is we had a Windows 10 that was compatible with most Windows 7 machines and was free, so Microsoft didn't extend. And I think they didn't extend because it was like, well, you can move on to Windows 10. And almost everybody could at the time. And for free. So that was a different way of doing the future. So they didn't extend Windows 7. But still, Windows 7 was less than Windows XP at the same spot. But now, at 71.3%, no operating system in the past, 3 years before end of support, was at this level. None. And look at how slow the decline is in the last 6 months. I mean, from May to now, it's not even 1%. And that means that pretty much Windows 11's uptick probably stalled. That means people are just sticking with their Windows 10 machines. That means in 3 years, that number is going to be quite interesting. And so my first idea here, and this is where I'm going with this video, is could Windows 10 be pushed back and end of support be pushed back a couple of years because it's just so popular and people are just all there? That would be one option that Microsoft has to kind of save its face a little bit with Windows 11 that is very sluggish and uptick, and that people don't really want to move on to pretty much. So will Microsoft do it? Of course, they won't say it 3 years in advance. They're going to say it in the last year because they want to scare everybody off to a new system if possible. So what do you think, guys? With a system that is so high in market share, 3 years before end of life, do you think Microsoft's going to push the button and give us a couple of years more of Windows 10 before it actually goes away? Right now, I can't see Microsoft not doing it, but look at my other videos. I have other options and ideas. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.